Notts County talk. Wow. I was on the channel the other day talking about a signing for Notts, and I'm back again. We are getting our business done before players come in. I've popped the car. It's lunch break at work, and I've seen we've got a signing, Curtis Edwards. We know a lot of our signings. They've got EFL experience, lots of experience, and that's what we cried out for. But we've got a player here that's a little bit different and sort of reminds me of following the mould of sort of Ian Bertram when we brought him in, and maybe to some extent Luke Williams, where we weren't necessarily aware of what their abilities were and what they could do. So, yeah, interesting signing. So, played a lot of his football, nearly his whole career in Scandinavia. Ostersons at the time when they were in the Champions League. Big standout for there is he was part of the 2-1 victory away at the Emirates. We're sort of swapping EFL experience for something that, it's not massively important. There's something like 14 appearances in the Champions League or across Europe, but it's a different kind of experience. Whatever game he plays in for Notts in League Two, the pressure he has felt in other games, Champions League, Emirates, he should be able to handle it, which is massive for Notts. He should be able to handle that. So we've brought in experience. Again, we've got a little bit of age on our side. We lost Jim O'Brien, we spoke about. We've brought players in to sort of, fill that gap. We're not going to have Sam Slocum on the pitch, who, whether you rated him or not, was a very experienced figure for Notts. We've not got him. How much will we see David McGoldrick this season? I'm not sure. So more experience, more squad depth, and it's just a really, really exciting signing. Spent the back end of last season at Woking, was offered to stay with them, and impressed massively. Obviously, Michael Doyle, their boss, I'm sure would have had words with Notts about his abilities, and the fact that he was offered to stay there, shows he's definitely wanted at that level. And I'm sure with the level he's had, he should step up for Notts. Will he be an instant starter? No, I don't think so. He's described as a player that's very, very sort of versatile. He can play in a number of different positions in that midfield, which is great. Sort of reminds me of a Bajrami that we've lost, that could play defensively, could play sort of that holding midfield position. It's something that Notts have liked to do over the last few years, is get players that can play in different areas. You've got Dan Crowley that can drop back into that midfield. So in terms of central midfielders, you've got Matty Palmer, we've got Scott Robertson, we've now got our new signing Curtis Edwards. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what he can do. He's going to be an unknown. That's fine. That's good in terms of scouting against us, I suppose. But as the season goes on, we're going to get more and more familiar with his game. Is midfield done? I would possibly say no. I don't know how much we're going to dip into the loan market now, but you've got sort of that midfield. It is slowly filling up. We've got a couple of youth players in Sanderson that maybe plays a bit further forward, but yeah, it's an interesting time. Really, really interesting. Some experience abroad, Swedish leagues, Champions League, and other European competitions. A player we don't know too much about, but is really, really impressed. So yeah, let's see. Is that our final signing? I'm not so sure. I think we have maybe one or two more coming in. If you haven't checked out Jake's video earlier today on the fixture releases, definitely go and do that. We'll put the link to that video in the description. An interesting start, Tranmere away, and finish with Doncaster at home.